why aren't the Raiders all over Aaron Rodgers? Why aren't they? Why wouldn't they be? It makes so much sense, don't you think? I mean, you want to get back. You're seeing the division won by the same team every year, and they just won the Super Bowl, and they got Mahomes. You got the Chargers. They're a Herbert quarterback team. Russ has got his guy in Sean Payton. You're hosting the Super Bowl. You've got Davante Adams. Go get Aaron Rodgers.
I just don't. When you look at the Raiders and you look at kind of how they're piecing this organization up, it seems like it's New England West, right? They're going to get guys that they're comfortable with, guys that they know. To me, you're looking more at a Jimmy Garoppolo type situation there. I'm just telling you because, yeah, they went and got Davante, and that was amazing. That was a Carr kind of push situation. I think they both wanted to make it work, and it was working.
Yeah, so get the guy who's played with them between college and
you would
the
think
now.
so.
Get the guy who showed you how dynamic it is. Like literally the best quarterback wide receiver combination of the last 5 years.
Do they have the money to take him? Do they have the money to handle it?
How much was Carr?
I think Carr was 40.
Carr wasn't cheap.
Yeah, I think it might have been like 30 or 40.
Carr wasn't cheap.
Rodgers is what, like 60 this year?
I'm not saying it's plug and play here, but let's go.
I would
Right?
love as a Raiders fan growing up, I would love for Aaron Rodgers to be there. I just think
it makes sense.
It makes sense, but I think if you really look at it, Jimmy Garoppolo makes more sense than what they want to do.
With what they want. But I don't understand sometimes how I'm going to call you out. I'm sorry, I don't mean to point at you.
Okay.
My wife always says, don't point at people. So you just spent the last 15 minutes saying, damn the torpedoes, you got Lamar Jackson. It's the now.
Yeah.
Win now. That's what I'm going to do. When I said to you, if an owner signs Lamar to that big contract and they look at you at the next owners meeting and say, what gives? You say, I'm trying to win.
Right.
So, and I know that you're not talking about how we're winning. You're just talking about we're winning.
Right.
But that doesn't apply to McDaniels. And I understand it's his gig. It's his job. It's his situation. He's got his hand-picked guy shopping for the groceries. Aaron Rodgers is sitting right there. You know? Like, if you're Mark Davis, you don't sit there and call him in and just say, explain to me one more time why this is the way we're doing it. I would if I was the owner of the Raiders.
Yeah, I thought that they shouldn't have released Carr, to be honest with you. To me, you can win with Carr and win at a high level with him. He's been to the playoffs. He took the Raiders to the playoffs one year, got hurt. Then last year,
Carr was lucky to get back on the plane from Pittsburgh.
I remember it wasn't the best.
They might have Lane Kiffined him on the tarmac back in McCarran Airport.
It wasn't good, but
or whatever it's called now.
But no, to me, it's okay if you're cutting Carr for cost, right? Which they're saying we're cutting him because the money and which is fine. Then you have to then justify why you're getting Aaron Rodgers.
Because he's Aaron Rodgers and he's available.
I understand that.
The same way that
is he available? Is he available? Because
you could take him to dinner if you want. If you're Mark Davis, you can take him to dinner. I mean, obviously, he's open for.
I think he's just open to the Jets. I don't think it's everyone.
Why wouldn't he be open to Las Vegas, Nevada?
I don't know.
And play with Davante Adams again. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I mean, you'd have Davante Adams.
He heard all the fans when he's walking around the Pro-Am there up in Pebbles saying, "Come." He knows the fans are in on him.
I don't know. It just seems weird to me that the Jets were the only team that kind of went after it and they were granted that opportunity because the Packers still have to say, okay, we're willing to deal him to you, right?
He's cheaper in terms of draft compensation than Lamar. That's for sure.
Yeah. But the thing with Lamar is he's 26. So I have I can get 10 years out of Lamar.
So you could draft your next guy, 7th overall.
Right.
And have him grow with Rodgers while Aaron lives out his football days as a Raider.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. No, but he doesn't run the system Jimmy G fits. Really? We're going to go there?
That's what
we're going there.
That's what I'm hearing.
In McDaniels and in Patriots West, we trust.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing
the same thing, by the way.
That's why it's like it's. I would love to have Aaron Rodgers, but when you hear the rumors and the different things that we heard at the combine and throughout
about what?
It's just like Jimmy Garoppolo's a great fit for them. Like that's who they want. They want Jimmy's cheaper than Carr probably and Rodgers.
I'm sure.
And they feel like they could build a better team around him. I wouldn't. At the end of the day, I'll be honest with you. There's two parts of me that say you draft a quarterback every 4 years and you then trade the one you get because it's cheaper that way.
Yeah, sure.
But then the problem is you may draft the wrong guy, which we've seen happen multiple times.
Yeah.
And if you draft the wrong guy, we're all out of this thing.
That's why the Jets are in on Aaron Rodgers right now.
Exactly right. Why you have to be careful in that draft process of, we'll just draft and sit a guy because we don't even know what Jordan Love is for the Packers. That's why the Packers are still sitting there waiting on Aaron Rodgers.
I think we know what Jordan Love is.
Do we?
Yes, he's the next first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. Yes, that's where he goes. And I know my tongue's firmly planted in cheek, but you saw a couple times, man. I know, and it was garbage time to use the Marv Albert phrase, but you could see he could spin it. And if you're Green Bay, you also want him to grow old with these young guys that you've drafted. Like, it kind of makes sense right now for them to part ways. I just don't understand why the Raiders are not tripping all over themselves to take Aaron Rodgers to dinner. And if your answer to that question is it's just not the way Josh McDaniels likes to do things, it is something that I have to sit here and question.
Are they close, though? Do you think the Raiders are close?
To what?
To winning a championship.
Closer?
I think the Jets are closer. I think the Jets are closer. The Jets
haven't made the playoffs in my son's lifetime, and he's 12.
They haven't.
Seriously, the Raiders made it with Carr, with the Mayock drafted team 2 years ago and gave Burrow a scare at home.
But they don't have a top defense like the Jets do, right? They have
players.
They just doesn't work. They don't.
So you're saying it's a better choice to go to New York for Rodgers than to.
Because if you're going to win now, you're going to need the team around you. Aaron Rodgers won with a top 5 defense.
Yes.
Right? So you're going to need a team there to be around you. And I think there's a better team right now in place in New York than there is in Vegas.
And Rodgers would know it because that defense put the bang thing on him last year.
Yeah, and they're they're a year better.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.